All right, thanks so much for being with us here on Atlanta News First Plus. I'm Joy Lim Nakrin. Just want to share with you some of the top stories that we're following right now. And we want to start with this major story that is on our website. You can see this here on atlantanewsfirst.com, which is that there has been an arrest made in connection to the shooting death of rapper Tupac Shakur. So, obviously, major headline: the killing happened in 1996 in Las Vegas, and of course, many fans have been waiting for a long time for justice for this hip hop icon. And you can see on our website, AtlantaNewsFirst.com, that suspect Dwayne Davis was arrested early this morning. Exact charges not immediately clear, but it is an arrest made in connection to the shooting death of this hip hop icon, Tupac Shakur. Again, the killing was in 1996, so almost 30 years following the killing. Finally, an arrest made, but. Major story that we are following. Also want to let you know about another major national story with local connections happening right here in Georgia. Of course, we've been following for you the latest on the election interference case, and the 19 defendants charged with violating Georgia's RICO laws, conspiracy, and numerous other charges. So we're now learning that there is a possible plea deal for two of the defendants in this case, former Trump attorneys Kenneth Chesebro and Sidney Powell. They actually appeared before a judge in a motions hearing today, or I should say their attorneys appeared on their behalf in a motions hearing today. It was remote, and their attorneys appeared on their behalf. But and during that time, that's when the discussion came up about a possible plea deal, something that was raised by prosecutors for these two defendants, again, their former Trump attorneys. And Sidney Powell and Kenneth Chesebro are set to begin their trial next month on October 23rd. The judge also told the court that they would prepare jurors for a trial expected to take 3 to 5 months. Chesebro and Powell were two of 19 defendants charged with conspiracy, violating Georgia's RICO laws, and much more. And I should also point out, if you were not aware of this update, that the former President Donald Trump is not going to try to move his case to federal court. Earlier this month, you may recall that he had notified, or his attorneys notified the judge, that they may try to get his case out of state court and into the federal system. But in a filing just yesterday, Trump's attorneys wrote that their decision is going to be to just keep it in in state court in Fulton County, and it's really based on what they're describing as their confidence in the legal system here in Fulton County. So that's obviously a big development, a major national story with a local connection that we're following really closely as well. But the other thing that we've been talking a lot about is the threat of a potential government shutdown, and that is still certainly looming, right? Apologize, just give me a moment. I'm having trouble with these sticky graphics. So here, we changed the graphics. But look, the clock is ticking. And the question is, can lawmakers in Washington get it together in time to avoid a government shutdown? Congress, of course, controls the government spending. Small group of Republicans sort of holding out. And many say they're standing in the way of getting a deal done that could keep the money flowing. And the real impact here is millions of people could be impacted. Paychecks could be on the line. A lot of those individuals right here in Georgia. So House Speaker Kevin McCarthy has been trying to get fellow Republicans to, make something happen, but a lot of reports saying that this core group is really not budging. The deadline for a deal is tomorrow night when the clock strikes 12. And there's going to be so much impact because, look, paychecks for government workers, they're not going to come if there's a government shutdown, and many facilities are going to remain closed. But I do want to just reassure everybody, there are several services that are going to continue. You don't have to worry about your Social Security checks. Post offices are going to stay open. Your mail will be delivered as normal. So those things are fine. Veterans benefits, VA medical facilities are not going to be impacted. You don't need to worry about that. But you still will be able to use Amtrak, air traffic controllers, TSA screeners are deemed essential workers, so they're going to stay on the job, but they're not going to get paid until the shutdown ends. So that could be an issue because sometimes people don't show up for work if they're not paid. Bottom line, it's definitely going to test patience for a lot of people. The Georgia State political science professor says that we're likely going to see delays in services due to short staffing and the government prioritizing certain work. Let's listen.
You are a citizen who is in a dispute with the IRS and you are looking for dispute resolution, or if there is an agency in the government that owes you money and that payment needs to be processed. Those services are less likely to happen, or if they do happen, they'll probably happen more slowly during a shutdown.
So, we are hoping that perhaps we could see some movement in Washington today, but votes on separate measures are expected in both the House and Senate today and tomorrow. So we're going to kind of, keep an eye on that and keep you up to date with all the latest there. I also want to let you know about the latest on this accused spa shooter, mass murderer. He's a convicted killer. Returning to court in a different county than where he was convicted, though. And just want to let you know about the latest with Robert Long, because he is the man who confessed to killing 8 people in 3 metro Atlanta massage spas 2 years ago. And he pleaded guilty in Cherokee County, where he's serving a life sentence. My colleague Yasmina Alston has more.
Robert Aaron Long appeared in a Fulton County courtroom Thursday. Long is accused of killing 8 people at spas in Fulton and Cherokee County more than 2 years ago. Now he is awaiting trial in Fulton County, where he has pleaded not guilty to 4 murder charges. In August, prosecutors began seeking to admit what they say is the confession of Long, who is already serving a Cherokee County life sentence for murder in the deadly spa shooting. Fulton County District Attorney Fonnie Willis announced previously she is seeking the death penalty. On Thursday, the death penalty came up in pretrial motions.
Are you independently aware of any state that has raised the age for a state that has a death penalty?
No.
Okay.
6 of the 8 victims in the deadly shootings were of Asian descent, sparking nationwide conversation about attacks against Asian Americans. Many vigils were held in their honor at the time.
The Asian American community has had a really hard year, and it's just very sad.
And of course, we're going to follow the latest with that story. But I also want to let you know as well that, apologies, just having a little slow moment with my computer here. We have told you a little bit about the government shutdown and some of the things that could be impacted. But one of the things that could be impacted is the celebration for former President Jimmy Carter. It is his 99th birthday this weekend, and happy birthday to him. But because of the government shutdown, the celebrations were moved at the Carter Center to tomorrow, because, again, the government could shut down tomorrow at midnight, right? So initially, because his birthday is on Sunday, that's when the celebrations were planned. But just in case, this federally funded center is not able to run on Sunday, that's why the celebrations were pushed to start on Saturday instead. So former President Jimmy Carter turning 99, the Jimmy Carter Library and Museum and the Carter Center have a full list of events happening this weekend. He is the oldest living, the only president born in Georgia, truly one of a kind. Of course, his 99th birthday would be a big celebration. The Carter Center announced earlier this week that admissions to the museum will only be 99 cents for his birthday, 99th birthday. As you know, Mr. Carter entered, at-home hospice care this year, allowing him to live out his days comfortably, surrounded by his wife, Rosalind, his family and friends. Here's one of the former president's grandsons.
When he first went into hospice, I was in the hospital on the day before and said our goodbyes. And, we all thought we had days. And he now has not only seen his 77th anniversary in July, but now coming up on the 99th birthday. And it's a remarkable thing. And again, nothing that he does will surprise anybody.
So birthday in Plains, doing...
I mean, I think we're just going to get down there and hang out as a family, you know, just be a really small private event. He can't party like he used to for his 99th birthday.
And you can catch that full interview on Face the Nation this Sunday. You can upload a birthday tribute as well to former President Carter on cartercenter.org. It would be added to a digital mosaic. And then starting tomorrow at noon, there are going to be celebrations, you know, birthday cake, family-friendly games and crafts at the Jimmy Carter Library and Museum, along with food trucks and other fun activities. And again, according to officials at the Carter Center, if a government shutdown is avoided, then the Jimmy Carter Library and Museum is going to continue the celebrations on Sunday, the actual big day. But, you know, we're, of course, keeping the Carter family in our thoughts, wish Mr. Carter happy 99th birthday, and we know that he has been in poor health since the start of this year, and his wife as well, the former First Lady. So definitely our best wishes to them. And, you know, we're following the latest to keep you up to date with the status of their health and following their birthday celebrations as well here on Atlanta News First Plus and AtlantaNewsFirst.com. Okay, so thanks so much for joining us and have a great day.